Hello, everyone. How are you doing today? I'm doing very fine. Um, I guess I can go over how the day went today. So, from what I can recall, I woke up at around 9. My mom and family friend were in the kitchen. Our family friend was making some chorizo and eggs. She asked me if I would like some, and I accepted the offer on one condition. I would not want any tortillas or crunchy chips that she was also making with the chorizo and eggs. She agreed to the terms, and she just made me the chorizo and eggs with a little bit of cheese on its own, which I was very grateful for, and I ate, and I greatly enjoyed. After eating that meal, I remember that my mom was telling me about getting my car registered today. Uh, because my car needs to be registered every year, and if it's not registered, then they give you late fees, and Lord knows I don't need any late fees. So I agreed to come with her, but she also said that she was going to be picking up some supplies from a cement location. Well, more like a location that holds different types of stone installations and rock installations and things like that. So when she said that, I was like, all right, sounds good. But first, I'm going to take a shower. So I took a shower, um, which lasted like about 40 minutes. After I was done, I walked out and I decided to, well, put on deodorant and put on moisturizer and comb my hair and put on some clothes, and then I was good to go. I left with my mom in her car, and she drove us off to the Stone Place first, which was one of our many locations to stop by. So, as we were going there, my mom told me about how I could potentially get money back from my bone graft from my tooth extraction because the dentist stated that it was medically necessary to ensure that my molar that the tooth was pushing against would remain intact and not fall out. And when she told me that, I decided to ask Claude about that, one of the AIs, and it did some live research and found that the insurance company I have covers bone grafts if it's deemed medically necessary by the dentist. So, with all that in mind, uh, I decided to compose an email to the person who runs the office, the dental office I go to see if we can reach some kind of an agreement. So, yeah, that was fun. We eventually did stop by the Stone Place. My mom was asking the man who runs the office area. It was actually multiple dudes on computers in the place, and there was like a water cooler that was publicly available. I decided to drink some water while waiting, and basically, the guy told us that yes, uh, there is a material she wants, but it will be $80. She asked to have a look around the area to find the stone she wants that's at a much better price. She found one that was much cheaper, so instead of $80 for all the stones, it was only $40. So that was very nice. We then got the stones loaded up in the back of the car and we drove off. My mom wanted to pay a visit to the house first before we paid for the registration because she didn't want her car to be carrying all those stones everywhere we went. So we eventually stopped by the house. We got some help from my sister. My mom got some gloves with a hardened skin on them, and then we carried those stones into our well in front of the house. So now we're getting what we need for a new construction project my mom is working on. So that's pretty cool. Then me and my mom left to get my car registered. Um, we eventually arrived at the location, and when we got there, I decided to go ahead and we'll get out as well as she did. We went to the location. We were asking about paying for the registration. They told us, one of the staff dudes told us that the thing with the registration is we need the former registrative papers from the previous year, and we completely gapped on bringing them. Luckily, though, we could get things settled in another sector of the building, in like the office section. I remember as I was waiting there that the location was like playing some like music and like showing like people going on vacations on like a TV screen, like in the waiting area. And I just thought to myself, wow, this something about this feels like super old school, like something I would have like a core memory from my youth. But now I'm like 27 years old here. It's pretty crazy. Well, anywho, we were called in um to the office area. We got things settled away. Uh, and then my mom asked about registering for membership because originally I wanted to sign on to a membership for the car insurance location that we were at, but they recommended getting a new one because they were currently having a deal where it was half off for your first year. And then after the first year, you can then sign on up to two people with a membership. So my mom decided after the year was up, she would sign on with me. So yeah, it was pretty exciting stuff. Not gonna lie. Well, after getting that membership, and then making an account, I realized that I put the wrong email when making the account on my mobile device. So I then called in to someone on their customer support system, and we had a really good conversation about like the moon and the solar eclipse. And they was talking about like how in the place she lives at, the moon is really huge. She said it was like Texas. It was like the harvest time. It was all really interesting. But eventually, we did get the reset situation out of the way. I reset my email so I could now access my membership benefits. And then after that, we got out of the car. I put the sticker on my vehicle for to let people know that my car's been registered for this year. And then me, my mom, and my sister all left to go to a grocery store to pick up some supplies. When we arrived, we decided to treat ourselves to some ice cream sundaes, which were very good. And then we went to peruse around the store to see what we could get. I had stopped, use the restroom. When I returned, the car was already like super full. And then we were looking for snacks. My sister wanted hot Cheetos, so they got some. I can't eat hot Cheetos until like at least 10 days after my tooth extraction because that's when the wound should have like healed up mostly and closed. Currently, I'm on day 4, so it's a little bit of a bummer, but that's just how it goes. And yeah, we eventually arrived uh, back home. My mom originally wanted to go to a hardware store, but we had some perishables in the car that we didn't want to leave out for too long, so we decided to just go straight home instead. Put everything away. Our family friend luckily made a roast for us, and some potatoes were boiled, which my mom mashed, and put some heavy cream and butter into, and salt and pepper, which made for some delicious mashed potatoes. And yeah, and I tried some of the roast beef cut in thin slices, and wow, it was incredible. I really enjoyed it. Well, then after we got our plate settled, we watched a video about well, it was like a Hulu series where a guy was talking about um people dying of drugs and the cause of said drugs and how they become so prevalent. It was all really interesting. And then after that, we watched an episode of this TV show called Fallout, which is based on the video game Fallout, which is a post apocalyptic world where a nuclear bomb holocaust happens and all the people who survived are in vaults, whereas all the people who died are or got mutated or had to brave the wasteland were on the surface. And yeah, it was a pretty good show. There was lots of twists and turns. There was really interesting. I remember when the show first came out, people were talking about it and how excited they were about it, but it's really cool to see where all the hype's coming from. And yeah, I really love the armor for that like the big armor that the the mech suits, those things are really cool. The voice modulator is interesting. Um yeah, it's a lot of fun. I really like this show. Um well, after watching that, my mom went to bed, our family friend went to bed. Oh yeah, and I generated some silly AI videos with us in the meantime. They were all really fun. And then I had some lukewarm tea. My sister made a smoothie. I had that. We watched the first episode of the show because my family watched the first episode already, but I didn't watch the first episode, so I wanted to get caught up to speed with what was going on. So I watched the first episode. It was really good. And it was like a good introduction to the characters and their situations and all that good stuff. And then after that, I decided to go into my room. Oh, but of course, I did take my antibiotics when I woke up around 5 or 6, and I'm supposed to be taking another one by 12. So definitely gonna do that. Recording this at 11:14, by the way. And yeah, after that, I decided to do some drawing practice on my tablet. It hooked up to my computer, which was a lot of fun. I was listening to the deposition of um, one of our former presidents, Bill Clinton. And after watching that, and while listening to while drawing for about 30 minutes, I decided to bow down or bow out from my session, an extra 30 minutes to the amount of minutes I have done for drawing. And then after that, I decided to record this update video. So that's pretty much the day in a nutshell. I will edit this a little bit through audio and then post it. And then I'm going to go to bed. So thank you for watching. Really do appreciate it. And I'll see you in the next video. Good night, everybody.